Now, starting off FPV, my biggest issue was I had the drone, I had the controller, I had the computer, I had the time to practice, and I was practicing, but for some reason, 6 months later, my footage exactly looked the same. I had the same flights, the same tricks, the same crashes, and literally that was only due to one thing. Now, when playing an FPV simulator, you are on a computer, so you might mentally tell yourself you're playing a game because there is no nerves, there is no consequences when you crash. Now, when using a simulator, most of us tend to set our mind that we're playing a game because there's no consequences. If we crash, nothing's going to happen. If we flip upside down, if we go into a tree, if the battery runs out on the simulator, if we lose video signal, there is no immediate personal nerves. So when playing a simulator, the first tip, treat it like it's real life. If you fly standing or sitting, exactly simulate everything you would do out in the field on your simulator. Set your drone rates exactly the same. Use the same controller. If you've only got a PlayStation or Xbox gamepad, use it, but I would always recommend to use an FPV controller, simply for the throttle, the ergonomics of the controller. You want to feel exactly simulated as you would in the real life, so there's not that much changes. Everything feels familiar. Now, the problem I had with the FPV simulators, flying around, learning to hover, learning to turn, is very good for in the beginner stages. But when you are not flying to a time limit, you are just flying freely in a free flight, there is no room for progress. You cannot measure your progress. And one of the best ways to digitally measure your FPV progress, completing in FPV drone racing. Now, this might have not been what you had been expecting, nor had it been me, but this simple effective trick will level up your FPV footage insanely fast. And why that is because when you're racing, you're trying to go through a specific gap, you're trying to go through a specific path. Now, just flying around in an open map is nice for hovering practice and nice when you're a beginner. However, it doesn't get you better. It just teaches you the basics, full-on basics. If you're doing FPV to become a racer, to become better, to get paid work, then I'm sure you would like to level up your flight skills. Now, whether it's for recreation or a tool, that's fine. Racing in a simulator will eventually get your control better, and as well as your speed. Now, once you have done a few races and you're happy with the times you're getting, and you've done a review and you started to see your times are slightly getting faster, a small, discreet little trick is slowly raise your camera gimbal tilt. Now, raising your camera gimbal tilt will cause the camera to face up like so, whilst the drone still is in its same relative position apart from the camera. Now, flying this, your eyes currently are going to be looking 45 degrees for an example. Now, with a higher camera tilt, to get the camera straight requires a lot more efforts in the drone, meaning more pitch and more throttle. That means more pitch and more throttle means you're going to be flying insanely much faster than you was at 5 degrees. So what I would say is do a few laps, maybe 10 of each location. Do as much laps, and once you notice you're not crashing, slightly increase the camera gimbal tilt, and you should see drastic FPV improvements in your flight footage. If you believe what I'm saying is right, or you've tried this and it's worked, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear about all your improvements in your flights. What has made you improve in your FPV flying, and what has held you back all this time?